Well, hi everybody. It's Jules from Suburban Homesteading with Jules. I've not long been back from soccer practice. I'm coaching the U8 teams at one of the local elementary schools. It dawned on me that I left out a lot of stuff from the earlier Raising Chickens video. So I wanted to just throw some additional stuff out there for you guys. Um, there's a misconception out there that you have to have roosters in order for your chickens to lay eggs. Again, this is a misconception. Laying hens will lay eggs because that's what they do. Um, of course, the maturity of your chickens depends on the breed, but a rooster just basically fertilizes the egg before it comes out. So, I mean, if you want more chicks, then by all means get a rooster. I don't think my neighbors would appreciate it very much if I got a rooster because they can be really loud and obnoxious when the sun comes up. Neighbors behind us have a rooster. I don't hear it until I'm like up and out, if I'm, outside that early in the morning, but that sucker's loud. And that neighborhood is a good half mile behind us and we can still hear him. So yeah, no, if you feel like you're gonna want eggs, you do not have to have a rooster. So let's just get that out of the way, out of the gate. When they start laying depends on the breed of the chicken. Now, our ISA Browns, notice I did not call them IPA Browns this time. I guess I had my mind on beer at some point, but our Browns, they were due to start laying um, between 18 and 24 weeks. And I believe that our Browns laid at 22 weeks. We brought them home on the 22nd of July. They were about a week old. And we got our first egg on December 20th. And then we got an egg every couple of days thereafter. And then I don't know which one, whether it was caramel or butterscotch, which one was laying first. But then the second one started to lay. So then we were getting 2 eggs a day. And it just kind of kept progressing until we were getting 6 and 7. Some people ask, how do you tell when your girls are fixing to lay their eggs? And I've written a list down, so I'm going to refer to that. Combs and wattles, the red thing on the top of their head and the jowly things on the side, they get bigger and much brighter when they're laying as opposed to when they're not. So like caramel and butterscotch have these great red wattles and combs. And then Bindi and Vicky Chick are, Lord, the black and white ones. My brain is just like all over the place. The Plymouth Rocks, sorry. Theirs were still like, little. They were red, but they weren't vibrant red. And they weren't really big. They were just kind of small. And then our Sapphire Gems, I think they were the last to lay. So you can kind of tell by what their combs and wattles are doing. You can also listen. Our girls were fairly quiet before they started laying, and then we got a lot of chatter. It got a little bit louder, when we were sitting out there. You could hear them, clucking and singing. And one of our Plymouth Rocks is very vocal. She's one of the last to lay during the day. And you can just a cluck, 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 and she's probably in the laying box. And if you go out and check, you see that one of them's missing, so they're in the laying box. Their appetites will also start to increase dramatically. I mean, where we were going through a large scoop of food a day, we're going through 3 now with all 6 firing on all cylinders. So yeah, they're gonna start eating more the closer they are, to laying or once they start laying. There's gonna be also maybe an increased interest in the next nesting boxes. They're going to start to explore those a little bit. You might not see it, but you might go out and you might see 1 or 2 missing. We bought these fake eggs. They're brown ceramic eggs. We got them at Tractor Supply. And we put them in 2 of the 3 nesting boxes that we had to kind of get them used to eggs being in there. We have the nesting box on the left as I'm approaching the box. Most of the girls lay in that box. I guess I've read somewhere that the hens like to lay where there's already eggs. So I find that the two boxes that we put the fake eggs in before they started laying are the two boxes that they lay in. We get the majority in the far left box and a couple in the far right box. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it very well could. Then there's the butt pat invitation. That's what I call it. The closer your girls get to being ready to lay, they assume this position with they kind of squat and then their wings go out a little bit, but their butts stick up. And you just kind of pat them on the butt, when they're doing it, and they kind of like it. And while it's like nice to think that those girls are like craving human affection, that is not what it is. Biologically speaking, when they assume that position, they're basically saying, hey, I'm okay with a rooster, mounting me, and I'm inviting that with my butt up in the air. So it's kind of like a signal. So when you guys see your chicks that are maturing into laying women, their butts will pop up and their wings will go out and they'll squat, and just pat them on the back. They love that, just love on the chickens, and they will appreciate it. So that's basically just the quick and dirty version of some things that I forgot to mention. I know there were a couple other things, but I'm just kind of like not remembering, and I took notes. I know I didn't get them all. I didn't realize this would take such a quick time to do, but it did. And so don't feel like you need to have a rooster in order to have eggs. I think the same goes for ducks. I think ducks are just going to lay whether they're fertilized or not. But yeah, I just remember when we started telling people that we were getting laying hens for eggs, they were like, well, you got to have a rooster. Well, like, no, you don't. I mean, you really don't. My biggest fear was we'd have too many chicks and not enough space. And then might have more roosters, which, it was not on our list of things to do, was more roosters. So we just decided, we don't want to raise more chicks. We just want eating eggs. And that was the end of it. So I hope this helps. It's just kind of a PS to the earlier post about, raising chicks and taking care of your laying hens. So with that, I'm going to sign off for the night. And I'm not quite sure what we're going to talk about next time, but I'm sure it'll be fun. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy the content here, if you've learned anything, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. So I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and we will talk again next time.